Musk is known for his uncanny ability to play the long game. And while he seems well positioned yet again, he may not have expected so much public blowback. Polling shows an unfavorable reaction to Musk and Tesla.
This was intentional.
Tesla charging stations have been set on fire. A showroom in Oregon was shot up. A woman was arrested in Colorado for throwing a Molotov cocktail at a Tesla location. Tesla vehicles have been defaced with swastikas and expletives.
94% of Germans say they will not buy a Tesla.
The brand issues with Tesla right now have gotten so bad, and there's so much ill will towards Elon Musk and Tesla. There are people vandalizing cars, or vandalizing Tesla showrooms.
We certainly think it's despicable, the violence that has taken place against Tesla, the company.
Tesla as a stock has long defied gravity and fundamentals, but not this past quarter, which was its worst in years.
It definitely peaked right after the election, but since inauguration, it has declined by roughly 40%. Trump and Musk were together on the White House lawn, and Trump was basically trying to help to sell Tesla cars. To just have a sitting US president sort of hawk the products of one of their biggest backers, it was just such a spectacle.
Several Tesla Cybertrucks were vandalized over the weekend.
4 Cybertrucks were destroyed in a fire in Seattle. The rage is real. The question is whether things will get so bad that Tesla shareholders demand new leadership. So what else happened in 2024? Well, Trump was almost assassinated, and Musk endorsed him and committed over $200 million to get him elected, yada, yada, yada. Trump wins. And Tesla's stock soars, hitting a new record in December of nearly $480 a share.
One for the ages.
Musk's big bet pays off. A month later, lo and behold, Musk's prediction of a slump comes true, and the company reports its first annual sales decrease in over a decade. Meanwhile, Musk does his Nazi salute at the inauguration, Trump makes Musk head of Doge, and that's when the real fun begins. As Musk starts his slash and burn campaign, we can start to see in real time the effect it's having on Tesla's sales. In California, Tesla's biggest market in the US, its sales dropped 12% for the year. Meanwhile, other EV sales are growing. In Europe, it's much worse. In February, Tesla's sales were down 45% in France, 53% in Portugal, 55% in Italy, and a whopping 76% in Germany, where Musk had meddled in the country's election by endorsing the far-right Alternative for Germany party. In China, the world's largest car market, Tesla has been on a sustained losing streak. The company has been backsliding for the past 5 consecutive months on a year-on-year basis, as companies like BYD and others report surging sales. Tesla's once enviable status as #1 seller of electric vehicles in the world was slipping.
Tesla as a stock has long defied gravity and fundamentals, but not this past quarter, which was its worst in years.
It definitely peaked right after the election, but since inauguration, it has declined by roughly 40%.
Analyst Dan Ives says the EV maker faces a code red moment.
People are increasingly worried about the economy. The trade war has a lot of people spooked. So Tesla's sales really dropped. Their first quarter sales were 13% lower than the quarter a year ago.
Tesla's CEO Elon Musk held a surprise all-hands meeting in which he promised his employees that Tesla's future
is incredibly bright and exciting.
The reason Musk felt the need to reassure the troops was, well, pretty much everything.
Times are tough for Tesla.
Tesla's stock was cratering. Its sales were slumping.
Sales in Europe.
Its showrooms were attracting protests that were growing in size each week. Tesla used to be synonymous with the future. Now it's turned toxic. Many Tesla owners are selling their vehicles at a big loss, saying they're disgusted with Musk's slash and burn tactics for the Trump administration.
Teslas are being torched across the country.
Parallel to that, people have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, setting them on fire and destroying charging stations. Things have gotten so bad that Donald Trump basically did a live commercial for Tesla on the front lawn of the White House.
Everything's computer.
And now his Department of Justice is threatening people who vandalize Teslas with charges of domestic terrorism.
This is domestic terrorism.
So, is Tesla cooked? The company's future looks increasingly uncertain.
But I think
firing bullets into showrooms and burning down cars is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Those people will go to prison, and the people that funded them and organized them will also go to prison.
Tesla is collapsing in Germany. It has nothing to do with government interference. It has nothing to do with regulation. It has nothing to do with an overzealous regulator or government. It is the free market at work. People deciding they do not want a product. And this has consequences for the company selling that product. What am I talking about? A massive survey of over 100,000 Germans confirmed what Tesla's sales numbers in Europe already told us. 94% of Germans say they will not buy a Tesla. This is not happening in a vacuum because EV sales are going up. If nobody wants electric vehicles, then of course anybody selling only electric vehicles is going to suffer, but that is very much not the case. German electric vehicle sales grew 27% last year, while Tesla sales went down 41%, and a staggering 70% in the first 2 months of 2025 compared to last year. This is destructive. Why is this happening? The answer is very simple. Elon Musk torched his own brand. Germany has plenty of electric vehicle options. They are choosing anything but Tesla. Because when your CEO is out there praising the far-right AfD party, meddling in elections, throwing up Nazi salutes at Trump's inauguration, yeah, that is going to be a problem in a country that takes its history a little bit more seriously than Elon Musk does.
Tesla stock and Elon's wealth basically run on parallel lines. It is important to remember that Tesla is not the only source of Elon's wealth, but whenever there's a big drop in Tesla's stock, it does impact his wealth.
His net worth may be going down, but let's not forget about all the benefits he continues to reap from being so close to the Trump administration.
This is beautiful. Whoa.
Trump and Musk were together on the White House lawn, and Trump was basically trying to help to sell Tesla cars. To just have a sitting US president sort of hawk the products of one of their biggest backers, it was just such a spectacle.
Yet not all of the Trump administration's actions have been in Musk's favor.
I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do.
Musk has not criticized Trump directly, but he's gone after his top trade advisor, Peter Navarro, who he called, quote, a moron and dumber than a sack of bricks.
Tesla is faring somewhat better than other automakers in that they make their vehicles here in the United States, but they do import battery cells and other components from China, and they are not immune to tariffs.
Musk's antics have turned the Tesla brand toxic, and the Tesla takedown protesters want to accelerate that. To them, protesting Tesla is about opposing Musk and the power accrued by an unelected billionaire who's eliminating humanitarian aid programs and firing thousands of federal workers. They want to hit him where it hurts. The protests have largely been peaceful, but not everyone is interested in nonviolent resistance.
Calling a targeted attack.
Were struck by gunfire.
This was intentional.
Tesla charging stations have been set on fire. A showroom in Oregon was shot up.
At least 7 shots were fired.
A woman was arrested in Colorado for throwing a Molotov cocktail at a Tesla location. Tesla vehicles have been defaced with swastikas and expletives.
Several Tesla Cybertrucks were vandalized over the weekend.
4 Cybertrucks were destroyed in a fire in Seattle. The rage is real. The question is whether things will get so bad that Tesla shareholders demand new leadership.
Do you see yourself, and are you committed to still being the chief executive of Tesla in 5 years' time?
Yes.
No doubt about that at all.
Well, no, I might die.
Okay, short of that.
I can't be CEO if I'm dead. In terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
Is it because of blowback?
Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it. I do not currently see a reason.
My prediction is that probably by the end of next year, we'll have probably hundreds of thousands, if not
hundreds of thousands,
if not over 1 million Teslas doing self-driving in the U.S.
You're just talking about on full self-driving, level 4.
Unsupervised full self-driving,
right.
Meaning you do not need to pay attention.
Right. For me, if I own a Tesla and I have the software and the capability of doing it.
Yes.
Right.
But we'll have a model which is kind of like some combination of Uber and Airbnb. So if you're a Tesla owner,
Right.
You'll be able to add or subtract your car to the fleet. So just like an Airbnb, you could like rent out your spare bedroom or rent out your house when you're not using it. And the same thing will be available for Tesla owners. So it's a way for Tesla owners to earn revenue instead of having your car sit in the parking lot, your car could be earning money.
We talked, you and I talked about that a couple of years ago, which takes me back a bit because, of course, I mean, you remember 2019, you were talking about 2020, the introduction of autonomous, and now you just introduced a fairly somewhat ambitious target. Why do you have the confidence now that in a year, there'll be 1 million available?
Well, and by the end of next year, I think.
End of next year.
So it's just more like 18 months.
26, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think these things happen slowly, but then all at once. Mm-hmm. So, it's Peter Thiel has that book, 0 to 1. Once you have a proof point, once you have it working, then scaling up is, just a matter of time. So once it's working well in Austin, then we'll make sure it works well in other cities. I mean, there are obviously some unique cases like downtown New York, if you're but that's a highly unusual situation. Most cities in America are like Austin. So
right. Although you can go on full self-driving right now in New York. I mean, you can obviously have to sit there behind the wheel, and it'll do it.
Oh yeah, no,
it'll navigate the traffic. I've seen it.
Yes, no, even a Tesla that you buy right now, and the self-driving just costs $99 a month, will give you autonomous driving anywhere in the country right now. The question is, when is it unsupervised?
Right.
Where that's where we want
where you're sitting in the back, so to speak.
Yes, where you're like asleep, and the car, you wake up at your destination.
Yeah.
In order for that to be the case, we want the autonomous car to be much safer than a car driven by a person.